Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, December 31st. It is New Year's Eve, and I hope you're all having a very wonderful holiday season as we bring the holidays and the new year to a close very soon. So, it's cold. And I know it's colder in other parts of the world, in other parts of the U.S. As well, and I'm not going to complain about it, but it's cold. We got a little bit of snow yesterday. I know there's a lot more snow in other places, so I'm not going to complain about it, but there was some snow. But no, it's going well. My vacation is sadly drawing to a close. I go back to work this coming Tuesday. But, well, I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I've not done any work, any job, real job work. Shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. I haven't done any pipe repair work, but I have done some work here in the shop, and I'm going to show you one little thing that I've come up with. And also, the good news is, I think, if all goes well, I'm going to have a shop video coming out this coming Wednesday. So we'll be getting back into to a routine with those pretty quickly in the new year. So my pipe today is my Rick Black Morta. I thought that was a fitting one for a New Year Eve smoke. And I am enjoying a bowl of LJ Peretti Cuban mixture. Very good stuff. So, I've been thinking a lot about the new year, and you know, I'm not a person that does resolutions because I just think they're kind of silly, but it is a good time to sort of take stock of what's happened in the past year and what you'd like to do differently, better, maybe more of or less of in the coming year. And yeah, I've been thinking of that in particular around the cane rod pipes business. And it's, you know, I launched that back at the beginning of the last year, 2017, this past year, this current year. And it's been, you know, in my opinion, very successful. I never intended for it, and those of you that have been following me for a long time know this, I never intended for it to be, you know, this money-making machine or anything like that. I just wanted a way that I could continue to do the thing that I enjoy doing, help out the people out there, including you guys, with pipes that you needed repaired or restored, and do it at a reasonable price that would allow me to continue to work in this hobby. So, you know, I'm not making a fortune. I tallied up the books for the end of the year, and I'll say that I just about broke even, which is fine. You know, when you take into account all the various materials that you need and stem material and all of that, you know, I try to incorporate that into the price. But, you know, you make mistakes sometimes, and you think you're going to be able to make 2 stems from a piece of vulcanite, and turns out you have to throw one of those away, and that's just part of the job. It's fine. I do it because I really enjoy doing it, and I look forward to doing it again for another year. And I just want to take a minute just to. Sorry, it's cold. The furnace is going to come on. Anyway, I took advantage of that few moments to readjust the camera angle, so I don't have to hunch down anymore as I'm talking, which is quite more comfortable. So I think where I was I was saying that I wanted to take a minute to thank all of you, because you've been my primary customers in a sense, and I know not every single one of you, but many of you have trusted me to take care of your pipes, and I really do appreciate that. I send out a letter, which is a form letter, but I send it to everyone with the pipes, telling you that I, you know, appreciate that you trusted me with it, because I do think there's trust involved there, and you know, I'm honored that you let me do that work for you. So, with all that said, I wanted to just quickly tell you that there's going to be some changes in the coming year. Nothing dramatic, but just adding some new things. So nothing's going to go away, but I am going to be doing some things a little bit differently, trying to stay more in touch with the people that aren't on YouTube, or our customers, and I can talk to them more about things that are directly related to the pipe business without sort of having that impinge upon my YouTube time, which I really don't like to be about the pipe business. I like it to be about pipes and tobaccos and talking with friends. So to that end, I've started a blog, which I didn't know people still did blogs, but apparently they're still a thing, and they can be quite useful. So I've done that. If you're already on my customer list, or if you follow me on Instagram, or you follow me on Twitter, you've already seen this, so I apologize for the redundancy, but I want everybody to know about this. So I'll put a link to the website up in the corner here, and I'll also put a link down below that'll go directly to the blog. You can access it just by going to my website, canerodpipes.com. You'll see a little thing at the top that says, I think it's CRP blog. And right now there's just one entry, but it talks a bit about the changes that I'm planning in the coming year, or some of the changes that I'm planning in the coming year, mostly involving ways that better stay in touch and share information. And the blog is going to be one of those things. I encourage you to take a look at the post that's there. I'm hoping to update this on a weekly basis. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that consistently, but that's my plan right now. So if you'd like to, if you use a feed aggregator for reading blogs, you can subscribe to it through, WordPress or Feedly or one of those things, or just go back and check the website every once in a while and see if there's anything new. So hopefully that'll be to some of your liking. It's going to mostly be things like shop updates, maybe particularly interesting repair work that I'm doing, with some photos of the work and some descriptions of how I'm doing it. And, maybe an occasional just philosophical waxing upon pipes or tobacco or something like that that will likely be of interest to no one but me, but I'm part of my audience. So, I've babbled. Whoa. I have I was about to say I babbled enough that my pipe went out. Now you'll see dust falling. I have a platform here that the camera mounts to when I'm doing the downward shots for when I'm doing pipe work and videoing it, and I just almost knocked that over, which would have been tragic because it would have knocked over many things. I have, by the way, gotten quite far in doing shop organization. Not as far as I wanted to, but that's always the case when you embark on these sorts of things. Yeah, so I have actually done quite a bit of organization. I haven't worked on any pipes, but I've done quite a bit of work on pipe tools, organizing tools, building little racks to hold things and stuff like that. And one thing that I wanted to share with you, because I think it might be of interest, is I've made a new alcohol lamp that I use for various things, trying to get dents out of stems, teeth marks, things like that, but also to heat the retort that I use when I sterilize pipes. And you've seen me talk about these before. Now, I know I showed alcohol lamps in my retort video. This is my favorite one. It's great. It's all metal, so it doesn't. There's no harm, no worry that this is going to fall to the ground and burst into flame, which would happen with a glass one. It's got an adjustable wick that you can wind up and down, and this little cap that's a snuffer cap that puts it out. But this is not an airtight seal, and the problem with this is that the alcohol very rapidly evaporates. Now, I might only use this lamp once or twice a week, and to get it to work, you got to put a fair amount of alcohol in there because you got to get the wick saturated in order for it to catch. So I wind up, filling this at least half, maybe 3/4 of the way full every time I use it, which might only be once a week, and then that alcohol just evaporates away. And I know I could pour it into another thing or something, but that's a pain to have to do. So the problem with this was evaporation. This is an older one that I have that I don't use very often, but I keep around more as a sort of historical piece, I guess. Larger wick, nice little snuffer, but again, there's no way of sealing this, and I've even tried things like putting a plastic bag with a rubber band on it and stuff, and it just doesn't work that well. And you can see this has this very fat wick, so you really got to put a lot of alcohol in here to get it going. And again, it's at least halfway full, and it just wastes a lot of the alcohol. So what I did was I actually made a new one, which is this guy here. I made this 3 or 4 days before Christmas, and you can see it still has the alcohol in it, so it's doing very well in terms of not evaporating. And what I did was I just took a little ball jar. That's what this is. Now, this is a bit dangerous because if this falls, it will break and cause a large alcohol fire. I'm not too worried about that because it's got a very flat, stable base, and I'm careful about when I use them. But it is a concern that this is made of glass. But it was perfect size for this, and what I did was I took the lid out and drilled a hole in it. Let me remove the cap for now. So I drilled a hole through the lid. This is a piece of 1/2-inch aluminum tubing that I got at Ace Hardware. And it turns out that it's oversized, so it's 1/2 inch, but it's actually, I think maybe a 1/16 larger than, no, about 1/8 larger than that. So I turned down the very end of this piece so that it would actually fit into a 1/2 inch hole and have a shoulder to rest on. And then I just jammed JB Weld around it to get it to stay in place. It's not terribly secure, but it blocks, it's airtight. And as long as I don't pull on this, I'm okay. So when I take the cap off and on, I have to hold the tube and put the cap on, pull the cap off gently. The real nice thing about this is, since this is a nice smooth tube, I took a piece of Delrin, bored out an exact match to this, and this can go on, and it's a very tight fit. It's not screwing on, it's easier to get it on if I screw it. And when that's in place, there's absolutely no evaporation occurring. So this is going to save me a lot of time refilling the alcohol lamp and save me a lot of alcohol. One thing I'm thinking about doing in the future, and I don't know when I'll get to this, but I might actually make a slightly longer rod going into the inside of the lamp, and then put some threads on the outside of that, and have a large nut that will screw down, and that'll get rid of the JB Weld. I could put a little bead of silicone or something like that to seal it, and the screw will, the bolt will hold it in place. The nut will hold it in place. There we go. But for now, I'm very, very pleased with this. It's going to be a very nice addition to the shop. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know. I could take some pictures or send you more details. If there's enough interest, I might even do a video on it. Probably not until I make the bolted on or nutted on version. But anyway, hope you found some interest in that. So that's been really the most exciting thing that's happened in the past couple weeks, and that's exactly the way I wanted this vacation to be. Christmas was very nice. My wife and I exchanged gifts, and we both had lists of things that we it's silly, we buy whatever we need. It's not like there's this thing that we're dying for at the end of the year, but we usually exchange lists. So like, I wanted a new bandsaw blade, and I told her exactly what blade to get and all that. So of course, on Christmas morning, I had a new bandsaw blade, and she does the same. There were some. She wanted one of these things that mounts onto. We have, what are those mixers called? The KitchenAid mixers. The big mixer where the arm lifts up and it comes down and it stirs your cake batter or whatever, and you can put attachments on it. Well, she wanted this attachment that will take a vegetable like a zucchini and cut it into a long sheet, and then you can use that sheet to make like a vegetable lasagna or something like that. So I bought her that. No surprise when she opened it, because she told me to get it. But it was nice, and there were some surprises. I got her a few things that she wasn't expecting. She got me, I'm very, very happy with the complete Granada series of Sherlock Holmes, the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes. So I have that all on Blu-ray now. that was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting that, and she knows I'm a big Sherlockian, so it was nice of her to do that. But of course, it's very easy to talk about the Christmas loot and all that. By the way, no pipe-related gifts at all from my wife, which is fine. She wants me to cut back on my smoking for obvious reasons, and I'm working on it. But yeah, it's easy to get caught up in all that stuff. But the fact is, I got to spend some good quality time with her. We went to a few places that we've been wanting to go see. We just had, we watched movies. We just had a really nice, relaxing couple of weeks, and it was wonderful. And saw some friends, talked to some family, and yeah, just generally enjoyed it. So I hope you all enjoyed your holiday. And I really want to wish you all the best for the new year. I hope you all have a very happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. And I will certainly look forward to seeing you in 2018. So keep an eye open. Wednesday, I'm hoping a new shop video will post. The blog is active. I'll put the link below, the direct link to the blog. And just feel free to get in touch if you like through any of the usual ways. So until the next time we meet, until next year, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Happy New Year, and goodbye now.